It finally happened, folks. After years of Whoopi Goldberg steamrolling conservative voices, brushing off guests as if they didn't matter, and treating The View like her personal kingdom, she's finally met her
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate.
This wasn't just a debate. It was a public takedown. Karoline Leavitt called out Whoopi's hypocrisy, shut down her nonsense, and left the entire panel stunned into silence for the first time ever. Now the backlash is off the charts. ABC executives are in full-blown panic mode, rumors of major firings are swirling, and as for Whoopi, she might be finished for good. So what exactly did Karoline say that left Whoopi humiliated on live TV? You won't want to miss this. But first, smash that like button and subscribe for more unfiltered takedowns and fiery political showdowns. Just subscribed? Awesome. Let's dive in.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said there will be no wokeness here. Oh, yeah. Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex, and all of this other BS, quite frankly.
The chaos began when Whoopi, Joy Behar, and the rest of The View tried to lecture Karoline Leavitt on wokeness, and as expected, things got ugly. With her trademark smugness, Whoopi rolled her eyes, while Joy Behar couldn't resist tossing in one of her usual bitter jabs.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
So now we're judging women based on their looks? The irony is off the charts. These are the same women who claim to support women until they're conservative. Then it's nothing but mockery, belittlement, and attacks.
But you cannot be attractive and smart. I will try to give Joy the benefit of, oh, thank you. I try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt that she didn't see that briefing. Because if you saw that yesterday on numerous topics, no big binder, I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research or reading about anything dealing with Karoline Leavitt before she made that remark. Because Karoline Leavitt worked, I mean, she went to St. Anselm College, she worked for WMUR
Ran for
TV.
Congress?
In New Hampshire, she ran for Congress at the age of 25.
Are they really suggesting that you can't be both attractive and intelligent? I'll try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt and assume she didn't actually see that briefing. Because if she had watched it, where Karoline spoke confidently on multiple topics, with no reliance on a massive binder, she might have formed a very different impression of this young woman who more than held her own.
For the Trump campaign, going on TV literally every day.
Well, heavily pregnant and a new mom.
Pregnant, yeah, she's a new mother. And then she goes out yesterday and gives an... And this, again, this is speaking very objectively, because I've watched every press secretary since going back to Marlon Fitzwater. Yeah, I'm that old. And she went out there for her very first briefing at the age of 27 years old, the youngest press secretary ever, and did a terrific job.
Give Joy the full benefit of the doubt. We'd have to believe she did absolutely no research on Karoline Leavitt before making that remark. Because if she had, she'd know Karoline is no lightweight. She graduated from St. Anselm College, worked for WMUR in New Hampshire, served in Congress, and even ran for office at just 25.
Out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wake up.
I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
Mounting a strong campaign. Karoline's accomplishments are off the charts, especially for her age. And Whoopi? Well, at this point, she just seems old and bitter.
That was so good. So good. In a statement afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you-know-who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate. Now, do you think this is going to make people doubt whether CNN can stay objective, or is this more of the same of, everybody's against me, it's all rigged, I tell you. Is everything rigged?
No, it's their MO. That's what they do. Rachel Maddow said last week, she's like, if the election is lost, it was rigged. If there's a debate, then the moderators are probably biased, and they're prejudiced against me.
She lost by 8 or 9 points, but she's already won in terms of impact. Far more than Whoopi ever has, but she still ran a strong campaign. Then she became the press secretary for the Trump campaign, going on TV every single day, while heavily pregnant and adjusting to life as a new mom. Yeah, she's a new mother. And just yesterday, she stepped up to the podium and delivered her first press briefing at 27 years old, the youngest press secretary in history, and absolutely nailed it. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Karoline didn't flinch. Not a stutter, not a moment of hesitation. Meanwhile, these women on The View are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right. ABC should wake up. At one point, the conversation shifted. I'd like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you worked for. I'm stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past. Then, suddenly, all right, folks, we're heading back to the panel. Karoline, thanks for your time. And just like that, she was cut off. Now let's see what Whoopi has to say about all this. Honestly, nothing of value. But just to be fair, I'm sharing it anyway. Afterward, Karoline released a statement calling her on-air snub proof that certain networks won't give conservatives a fair shake in the upcoming debates. So what do you think? Will this make people question whether CNN can remain objective? Or is this just more of the same? Everyone's against me, it's all rigged. Is everything rigged? No, it's just their MO. That's what they do. Just last week, Rachel Maddow said if they lose the election, it must have been rigged. If there's a debate, the moderators are obviously biased. If a conservative speaks out, they're attacked. Karoline Leavitt wasn't having it. She fired back, "Whoopi, do you even hear yourself? You sit here preaching about women's empowerment, but the second a conservative woman succeeds, you claim it's because of her looks. That's the real game being played here." Boom. The audience went dead silent. Even Joy Behar, queen of constant interruptions, had nothing to say. But Karoline wasn't finished.